Hi again and thanks for watching. Today we're going to be answering one of the big questions that thousands of sellers are losing sleep over every night, and that question is, of course, why isn't my house selling? It could be that you've been on the market for a month with no inquiry, or it could be you've been on the market for 6 months with inspections every day of the week and still no offers, okay? One thing's for sure, they're both equally as frustrating as each other. There are 4 key reasons why a property isn't selling. And although there are other contributing factors such as the location of the property or the state of the market, these 4 factors are the only ones that you as a seller have the power to influence, change and control. Number 1, the agent that you've chosen. Number 2, the exposure of your property or the marketing strategy. Number 3, the presentation of the property. And number 4, you guessed it, the price. There's a good chance that your agent will always jump straight to price without sitting down with you and reassessing number 2 and number 4. And don't get me wrong, they may very well be correct in saying it's the price, but for them to ask you for a price adjustment prior to a thorough analysis of the first 3 can be quite insulting. So, let's be systematic about it and start from the top. Now, the agent that you've chosen is of the utmost importance because it's his or her responsibility to guide you through the remaining 3. Prior to taking your property to market, did your agent sit down with you and explain how important it is to get presentation, price and exposure right from the very beginning? As we work through exposure, presentation and price, I'll touch slightly on the agent's responsibilities in each. Now, do you understand how unbelievably important, undeniably essential, how fundamentally crucial the presentation of your home actually is? I've made a whole video dedicated to presentation, right? And it's the first video that I did as part of the series because it's the area that is so often neglected by the average seller. Once this video is over, grab yourself a cup of coffee, come back to the computer, sit down and watch it. I've also written a short 16-page ebook which goes into a little bit more detail, offering 90 tips on presentation and also goes through the staging of each room. This book is completely free and available from lukewatts.com. Now, with presentation out of the way, we can safely move on to exposure. I'd like you to reflect on something. Which of the following 2 questions did you ask your agent when you first spoke with them? What are your marketing costs? Or, how will your marketing strategy not only attract the right types of buyers for my property, but more of them? 99 times out of 100, it will always be the first, and it's the wrong question to be asking. On a daily basis, sellers will employ the cheapest agent with the cheapest marketing plan and then wonder why their property is still sitting on the market 3 to 6 months later. Sure, we could give you a $10 marketing program, but is that really what you want? And more importantly, is it going to do the job? As a seller, employing an agent for a service, you have a problem. The problem is that you want your property sold and you want it sold for the highest figure possible. How can an agent, who's asking for quite a bit of money, let's not forget, respect your desire to sell for a premium figure without first providing you with the best tools for the job? Forgive the crude analogy, but if you needed a heart transplant tomorrow, would you be so willing to accept a $10 operation? Good marketing, which costs money, is insurance. Insurance that you are reaching every potential buyer for your home. Just how many are you letting slip through the cracks because you're keeping your property a secret? The last one that you have the power to influence is price. Now, I've left price for last because it can all depend on the state of the first 3. Has your agent given the property an attractive heading and editorial? Is the agent giving you every scrap of feedback from potential buyers in order to make changes if possible? Have they taken breathtaking photos that align with what they've written? Is your property being exposed in every essential avenue? Does your property have a really strong presence on the major online portals? Is your home in top shape and looking its best for every inspection? If the resounding answer to all these questions is yes, then I'm afraid it might be time to have the price conversation with your agent. Firstly and foremost, did your agent provide you with a list of recent sales for properties of similar nature in your area when you first discussed price? Getting the price right from day one is crucial. The first 2 to 3 weeks on the market should be the busiest time your property will ever experience. If it isn't, one or more of the first 3 factors aren't lined up correctly and it needs to be corrected ASAP before the property loses its momentum in the market as a brand new listing. If you wait any more than 3 to 4 weeks, there's a good chance that you've lost the ability to achieve that premium figure. But don't panic, because you can get it back. If you're unsure of an appraisal figure that one agent's given you, there's nothing wrong with getting a second or third opinion just to be safe. If your agent has spent quite a bit of time with you explaining the necessities of presentation and giving you recommendations to improve, if he or she has given you a list of recent sales and spent good time explaining to you how they came to the price that they did, listen to their advice. The agent's explanation of the current state of the market will dictate whether it's wise or not to try for a higher testing figure just to be safe. But don't fall into the trap of chasing the market down in a falling market. If the market's nice and strong and your personal circumstances don't really require a quick sale, spending a couple of weeks at a higher price won't be too detrimental to the cause, but make sure you listen to your agent's recommendations. So, let's quickly recap because I promised you a systematic approach and I plan to deliver. Step 1. If your agent hasn't been contacting you on a regular basis throughout the campaign, there's a good chance that your agent may not be acting in your best interests. If you believe your agent has been working hard for you and you're happy to continue working with them, make an appointment with him or her in your property and have the property presented as you would for a private inspection. Step 2. As you're sitting down with your agent, ask the question, in what ways can I improve the presentation of my home? Alright? Make changes wherever the opportunity presents itself. Step 3. Ask your agent, have we been doing everything in our power to effectively expose this property to the marketplace? If not, ramp it up. Step 4. If no drastic changes are required in step 2 and 3, ask your agent to provide you with an updated list of comparative sales in the area, and not just sales, but also properties that are currently on the market. Alright? Based on that information, ask the question, where should our property be sitting in price? Step 5, make adjustments where needed. As always, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact me.